So I built myself a preset builder for my guitar effects inside Loopy Pro. Let's first have a jam, and I'm going to show you how I can build presets and save them to a button in real time. We need a drum loop. Maybe some bass. So in real time, let's build a preset. I'm going to add some pitching. I've got my different pitches here along this channel, and I'm going to turn on the cue box. See what it sounds like. That sounds cool. What about a little bit of extra modulation? Let's maybe try this Dragonfly from Breeze. Sounded good, sounded good. Let's make it huge. Let's maybe try the Black Hole. Yeah, I like that. Let's save that to preset 1. All I've got to do is click and hold preset 1, and it is now saved. Let's turn all the effects off. At the moment, nothing. Let's press preset 1 and engage. We've got a nice cool little preset. Let's record that in. Let's create a little lead tone. I want some nice big ambient shimmer. I can double tap. Let's maybe add some delay in there. Let's turn on the Deja Vu. Now I can save that preset to preset 2 by clicking and holding. And now we've got preset 1, which goes to my nice clean sound, or preset 2 for my lead. So, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I tried to buy a Quad Cortex Mini, and it didn't quite work out for me and my Loopy Pro setup that I'm building here. So I sent that back, but that's left me wanting when it comes to guitar effects and guitar processing inside of Loopy Pro. Now, for this demonstration, I'm using a Tonex pedal on the floor, which has got my basic tones. This is a Mesa Boogie Lone Star capture from Amalgam Audio. And that's just going into the channel on Loopy Pro. And as you can see here, I have set up this page to demonstrate all of my different effects, and I've categorized them. This Tonex on the left here is controlling the pedal itself. The pedal has some compressors, some modulations. You can turn on tremolos and that kind of thing. But then onto the AUV3 side, I've categorized pitch, drive, mod, delay, verb, and ambient. And I've just loaded up some different plugins that I like. I can double click on any of the plugins and it goes into the window, which is a really nice touchscreen interface for me to adjust the sound. And I can do all of this in real time and then save it. But let me just show you what I've chosen to do. On my mixer, the guitar is coming into channel 2 here. And I am not sending it to an output. Instead, I've chosen to send it to bus A. Now, bus A here is my pitch effects. And I've done bus-to-bus routing so that I can categorize my different effects, so I don't end up with 20 or 30 effects on one channel or having to duplicate channels loads and loads of times. I've gone for this approach. This is just one way of doing it. So on my pitch channel, I've got 3 different effects. We go on to drive, and each bus is sending on to the next bus. And you'll notice that each bus does not go to output 1 and 2. So this is in serial. At the end of my buses, it's going to go to output 1 and 2 and then to record whatever color group I want. Now let me just demonstrate why this is really cool. So I've got my clean guitar and I can test out any of these different pitch effects. This is crystals. And of course you can load whatever AUV3 effects you like. Turn each one of those on and off, and I've got a whole range. I could maybe put on some rotary. Let's try this out. We can double click on any one of these widgets and it opens up the UI. So we can go through and click different presets if we wish on the actual effect itself. But the great thing is, I'll keep this video relatively short and simple, is I can just simply build whatever effect chain I like. And then when I'm finished with that, the real clever magic here is that I can click and long hold any of these preset buttons and it will save into that preset. So let's click and hold preset 3 here. And that has basically taken like a snapshot of every one of my effects. Now, if I click disable all, we'll go back to an empty preset. Yet if I press preset now, so remember long press saved all of the states of my buttons. If I do a single press, it'll go to that rather wild preset that I didn't really think about when I was building there. But you can create these presets, and the awesome thing is you can just click on any one of them, map it to a foot switch on the floor, and we can create these really sweet presets. Now I have to give credit to Carlos over on the Facebook group for Loopy Pro. He is the one that taught me how to do this save state, and then he gave me the idea as well to long press and save into a button, and then also one press and update that value. Now this video isn't going to go too deep into exactly how to build this. I will provide this template for download if you want to download it and have a little look around yourself. But I'll just quickly show you under the hood the kind of thing that's going on. I've actually got presets configured in 2 different ways, and I'll talk about the pros and cons of each. For a moment, let's go into, say, preset 1 here. And what we have is on a press of this widget here. So when I press this widget, it is going to do the following. It's basically going to click on every single one of my effects. I've gone through and mapped it to every single one of my effects. And then I am restoring a saved value. Okay, so basically we go through, change our effect, we save it, and then when I press the button, it's going to restore it. So we've got that on every single one of these effects. I need every single effect in here because even if that effect is off, I need to save its state. So if we scroll down on the long press, it's kind of like exactly the same, except instead of restoring the value, the saved value, we are simply going to save the value when we long press. So you can go in and see any of these effects. So in this case, this is the gate on my Tonex, and we have it save value, and we have it into slot 1. So for preset 1, it's going to save all of my different states into slot 1, and then it's going to recool slot 1 when I click on preset 1. For preset 2, it's exactly the same, except we're now saving to slot 2 and recalling on slot 2. Now this is awesome because I can simply toggle away in real time, double tap on any of these widgets, and then I can edit my sound. It's a really nice way of building sounds and building presets. And then when I'm ready, I just click and hold the preset button. One little flaw in this method is if I accidentally change these, let's say I set up a dream preset for preset 1, I muck around a little bit and I accidentally press or long press preset 1, the previous saved state is gone forever. So you do have to treat it with a little bit of care, but it's a really cool and neat way of doing it. Another way that I've got this set up, which is actually a little bit easier to build, is just to create individual presets. And for this, what I'm doing is I've set up a widget here called Disable All, and you do this once so that you make sure that every single one of your dials is set to off. So I'll just demonstrate that. If I click and hold Disable All, everything goes to 0. And then the nice thing about that is as long as you call that action first, you can then just call it, it turns everything off, and add the effects you want in your preset. So most of the time, my presets will probably be mostly everything off, and then maybe just 1 or 2 effects. So let's just have a look at an example of that. If we click on this preset toggle here, on preset 5, I long press the button which disables everything. And then the next action within that press is to enable the dragon and enable spring. So let's just test out that. So if we disable everything, at the moment, clean guitar, just the amp capture on my Tonex. If I scroll this to preset 5, I've now got a little bit of modulation from the Dragonfly by Bliss. And I also have a bit of spring reverb from Eventide. And working in this way on the iPad with all of these amazing AUV3 plugins that you can get from different app developers. And by the way, I've set up every one of these widgets so that I can double tap and it opens the window. Gives me this really nice, almost quad cortex-like building mechanism. Now, as far as I'm aware, in Loopy Pro, you cannot save entire channel strips, hence why you've got to create these setups and these systems. But there's some advantages to this. I've actually got this configured, but I'll do it in a different video where it's updating my MC8 on the fly constantly. If I change the state of, say, this Qvox here, then the light on my MC8 changes as well. And the reason I've done it like this is because I want to be able to call a preset and it load a few of my favorite effects, but there are some effects I still want to be able to toggle on and off. That's why I've done separation here of the individual effects, and then you save as presets after that. So you've kind of got Stompbox mode and preset mode in one. I hope that was interesting for some of you out there that are trying to run effects inside Loopy Pro and maybe didn't know about a couple of these features. Loopy Pro is massively powerful. You can configure it in so many ways. This is just a really cool way that I've been learning about this week while I set up my new live looping rig. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming, a full live looping rig rundown. I want to look at the Tonex. I want to look at a bunch of other MIDI gear, but I just wanted to share that with you now. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.